Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Slauson, and I'm joining Miss Roseline on the remote learning videos. And so today what we're going to be covering is factoring, because in this chapter we are doing a ton of factoring. So we just want to make sure that your skills are where they need to be for factoring. You can find a PDF of this in your lesson 2. If you don't have a printer, that's okay. Don't feel that you need to print this up. Just write down the examples and feel free to do as many of the examples as you want, or as few as you want. A disclaimer, I am at home. I have 2 kids here and 3 dogs, so there might be some distractions, and I do apologize for that in advance. So when we start with factoring polynomials, okay? And this is the flow chart. You will see on your lesson 2 a PDF that says factoring polynomials flow chart. So this is what I'm referring to. The first thing you always want to check for is the greatest common factor. After that, you want to see if you have 2 terms. If so, then you're going to be using this method of difference of squares. Here's an example. If you have 3 terms, we will be making that x. Here's an example of there. And if you have 4 terms, we will be doing factor by grouping, and this is an example. So I'm not going to do these 3 examples. What I'm going to do is ask that you have the other print out, and it will say factoring notes examples. So I'm scrolling up so you can see what I'm referring to. And again, if you don't have a printer, just write these examples down on a piece of paper or just watch. So in my first 2 examples, I'm just going to focus on a GCF, and that's it. So what I'm looking at is there something, what can I factor out of all 3 terms? And in this expression, I can factor 2 out. So when I factor 2 out, I'm just dividing each of these terms by 2. And so what I want to ask myself, another way is 2 times what would get me to 4x cubed, and that's 2x cubed. 2 times what would give me that 6x squared, and that's 3x squared. And 2 times what would give me that 6, and that's a 3. So again, I'm just focusing on the GCF. In the next one, when I look at all 3 terms, again, sorry, I can factor out a 2. So if I factor or divide a 2 out, another way to look at this is, from the 8x cubed, I still have 4x squared. When I divide my next term by 2, I still have x. And when I divide my last term by 2, I have 4. So just 2 quick examples of GCF. In the next set of examples, and this is the one I think most of us struggle with, is factoring trinomials. So in all of these problems, I won't be looking for a GCF. It wasn't set up for that. I just want to remind you that you are making the x. Now, over the years, you've learned some different ways. I want to show you the most fastest and most effective way to get through these problems quickly. So what I need to do is make my x. So I need factors of 8x squared that get me to 9x, and those factors are going to be 1x and 8x. So what I'm going to do is, instead of rewriting this or making a box, which are some different methods you guys have learned, is I'm going to go straight to my factored parentheses. And the first thing I'm going to ask myself is, what times what can get me this x squared? And that's just got to be an x here and an x here. So from there, what I want to do is use these side numbers and ask myself, all right, x times what could get me to this 1x? And that would be a positive 1. So that gets me to the 1x. And then I'm going to ask myself, x times what can get me to this 8x? And that would be a positive 8. I get the 8x. And now I factored it. So x plus 8 is one factor, x plus 1 is a different factor. So let's jump to the next example. So I'm going to make my x. And I need factors of negative 12. X squared that get me to negative 4x. And so that will be 6x and 2x, with the 6 being negative. So again, I'm going to go straight to my parentheses, my factors. And again, the only way to get to x squared is to have x and x here. So from here, I'm going to ask myself, x times what, for instance, could get me to this negative 6x. And that would be a negative 6. And then x times what could get me to this 2x. And that would be a positive 2. And now we have our 2 factors, x plus 2 and x minus 6. So when you have a number in front of your x squared, it can be a little bit more challenging sometimes. This one's still okay. So I need factors of 12. x squared that get me to negative 7x. And that's going to be a negative 3x and a negative 4x. And again, these are the two numbers that I'm going to work for. So here are my parentheses to hold my factors. And I'm going to have to ask myself what times what can get me this 3x squared. And that's going to be a 3x and an x. And so now I'll ask myself, for instance, 3x times what could get me to one of these two. So I'll just use this one because I can take 3x times a negative 1 to get to negative 3x. And then x times what can get me to this negative 4x? Well, that would be a negative 4. And then I have my two factors, 3x minus 4 and x minus 1. So on the next one, I'll need factors of 16x squared that get me to 17x. And those factors are going to be 16x and 1x. So from here, making my two parentheses, I have to realize that, what times what can get me to 4x squared? I actually have two options. I could have 4x and an x, or, and I haven't done this yet, I could have 2x and 2x to get me to 4x squared. So let's say we're going to just start with the top one. So I might ask myself, all right, so looking at the 16x, can I take 4x times something to get to 16x? Sure, I can use a positive 4. And then I'll use the other one, x times what can get me to 1x? That would be a positive 1. So this is actually the option I have. So why doesn't the other option work? Well, for instance, I can take 2x times a positive 8 to get to 16x, but I can't take 2x times something to get to this 1x that's here. So that's why this one will not work. All right, let's try the next one. So again, there's a 4. So I need factors of 12x squared. Oops. They get me to 8x, and that will be 2x and 6x. And again, I'm going to have my two options. So let's say we start out with the 4x and the x, because 4x and x can get me this 4x squared. So here what I'm going to ask myself is, all right, is there 4x times something to get to this 2x? There's not. So let's try the other one. Is there 4x... Let's switch colors. Is there 4x times something to get to the 6x? And there's not. So this choice of 4x and x is not the choice I want. Instead, what I'll be using is 2x and 2x. So let's start over. So is there 2x times something to get to 2x? Sure, there's a positive 1. That gets me the 2x. And can I take 2x times something to get to 6x? That would be a positive 3. All right, last page. Let's take a look at a difference of squares. So difference of squares gets its nickname because there's two terms, and each term is a perfect square, which means it has a nice square root, like 5x and 2. So that's where this part comes from, and difference comes from because we should see subtraction in there. So this is actually the easiest one to factor, because once you figure out those perfect squares, that they're 5x and 2, it just becomes 5x plus 2 and 5x minus 2. So again, the next one is called a difference of squares because x squared has a nice square root of x, 4 has a nice square root of 2. There's subtraction in between the two terms, so I can do x plus 2 and x minus 2. All right, the last set, and then we'll kind of put a few all together. Factor by grouping. You're going to see 4 terms, and the idea is you group the first 2 in parentheses and the last 2 in parentheses, and then you're just going to attempt a GCF at each set of parentheses. So in my first set of parentheses, the GCF, I can factor out an x squared, and then I'm left with x, because x squared and x is this x cubed, and there's the minus sign, and a 1, because x squared and 1 make that x squared. And then the nice thing is when you're ready to GCF the second set of parentheses, that these always match. So I'll have to have another x minus 1. And so what did I factor out of this negative 2x plus 2 to get to this x minus 1? And that is a negative 2. And so from there, I have my two factors, x squared plus 2 and x minus 1. So for the next one, again, 4 terms, I group the first two and the last two, and I'm looking for my GCF in the first set of parentheses, and that's going to be an x squared. And so when I factor out an x squared, I'm left with 2x and then subtracting 3. And when I GCF the second set, I'm getting another 2x minus 3. Remember, these are always matching. So what did I factor out of this to get to here? And that would be a negative 2. So now my two factors are the x squared minus 2, the terms on the outside of the parentheses, and then my matching set of parentheses. So let's put this all together. So the next 3 problems are all going to have a GCF, and then difference of squares, factor by grouping, or I make the x. So let's start with the first problem. The first thing I'm going to notice in this problem is I can actually factor out a 2 from everything. So when I do that, I'm left with 3x squared plus 7x minus 20. And now what I want to do is make my x. So I need factors of negative 60 that get me to 7x. So those factors are going to be a 5x and a 12x, with the 5 being a negative. So what I'm going to do is this 2 is one of my factors, and now these parentheses will hold the other factors. And so at this point, I'm just working on this and these two side terms. So first, the only way to get to 3x squared is if I multiply a 3x with an x. And so now I'm going to ask myself, is there 3x times something to get me this negative 5x? There's not, but there is 3x times a positive 4 to get me that 12x. And then that means I'm going to have to use x times a negative 5 to get me this other term. And now we actually have 3 factors, a 2, the 3x minus 5, and the x plus 4. So on my next one, GCF, as far as the GCF goes, I can take a 2 out of everything. So doing that real quick. And then what I'm going to do is continue factoring this. So because it's 4 terms, I'll do this factor by grouping. And in my first set of parentheses, I can factor out an x squared. And when I do that, I'm left with x minus 1. And so when I go to factor my second set of parentheses, remember, they always match. And so that meant I had to factor out a negative 2 to get there. So joining my original GCF of 2, I've got x squared minus 2. That's not very nice writing. And x minus 1. And then the final one, looking for a GCF. So the first thing I notice is I can factor out a 4 of both of these. And 9x squared minus 1. And then because there's 2 terms and this has a nice square root and so does this, I'm going to continue on. So joining the 4 will be 3x plus 1 and 3x minus 1. And the reason why it's 3x and 1 is because the square root of 9x squared is 3x and the square root of 1 is 1. So some of you might be asking, 'cause I know y'all have these great questions, why didn't I just do the difference of squares here? Because doesn't this have a square root of 6x and 2? And for this particular chapter, we need to factor completely so that when we start simplifying, we have all our pieces. So we always have to do the GCF first. And that's it. So there is some follow-up. Just follow along in Schoology with your next step to do.